Bonsoir. Good evening, bienvenue, welcome, what the hell? So it's 8 o'clock, or thereabouts, on the 31st of January. And as promised, I'm gonna announce the winner of the first Wild Folk Challenge. You're gonna have to bear with me. I'm sort of backlit, surround lit, everything. I'm literally, I've got, and maybe you can hear the fans in the background. I don't know. Not like fans, like yay, like fans as in computer fans. I'm sat at my desk, which is in the living, like front room of the house, and literally my computer is there. So and the lighting is a desk lamp. It's really terrible. It's really harsh and really bright, and I'm sorry. I don't know if that's better for you guys. That looks better. I'm gonna go with that. So what I've got to do now is I've got to go onto my channel, open up the video so that I can see live chat. So hopefully if you're watching now, what will happen is a little comment will have popped up. At least that's the plan. Saying hello, because what we're oh there it is. Hey, look, now I can't see half my screen because it's gone nuts and there's all sorts of learn more bits and pieces and everything. Hi Jake, hi Lily, thanks so much for tuning in. Right, basically what I'm about to do is, for the first time since launching the poll for who's going to win the Wildfire Challenge, is I'm going to go onto Facebook and I'm going to have a look, because as we stand at the moment, I genuinely don't know. I put the poll up about 6 days ago. Let me just check calendar. I put the poll up on Saturday or Sunday, and I've been really, really busy the last few days. We've been running around all over the place. Hi Malcolm, how you doing? Shooting for the next episode of Wild Walks. So I've been up all sorts of Iron Age hill fort hills, but more on that in Wild Walks. So I genuinely, I've seen all the submissions and I've seen everything that's gone through, but I've got no idea who's won. Obviously I know who my favourite piece is, and I did say every month I'd sort of throw it out and say this is my favourite and this is why. But what I also said was we'd look at every submission and we'd video analyse them and talk forwards and backwards and give each other practical feedback. So I'm quite nervous. Sorry, wine. Because I didn't think we were actually going to get entries. Sorry, not wine. I didn't realise that people were actually, firstly, going to subscribe to the channel, so thank you so much for doing that. All, 26, 27 of you, thank you so much. If you're watching this and you're not already subscribed, what are you doing? Jump on, subscribe, make sure you hit the bell icon so you get notified every time we upload videos, because we're uploading every single week, at least once a week, sometimes more, with stuff from traditional crafts and history and heritage and folklore and all sorts of stuff. And actually, if you're still around over the weekend, we need to talk about Danny Dyer, but that's another video, so you'll have to tune in for that separately as well. If you like what we're doing, follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, keep up to date. And if you really want to support what the channel's doing, which is the crafting and the walks and the historical side of things, then jump over to Patreon and search Wildfire. And if you can, become one of the wild folk over there and support me, because that really, really helps. So, public opinion poll, which if Brexit is anything to go by, we all know it was an absolutely stupid idea to put up. So, I'm going to have a look at the opinion poll on Wildfire, on Wild Folk Group, and publicly announce the winner. The poll is now closed, and for some reason it's been an arse. 3, 4, 5, 6. The vote's in. They have been counted and tallied by an independent, completely independent official adjudicator, and the winner is Sadie Stewart. Her little chain acorn that she did, which is, I really liked it. It was a cool piece. I'm looking at the image now. It's I assume anodized aluminium rings. I don't know. I mean, they're definitely anodized rings because they're coloured. It's a standard by taking it down. I think it's a combination of 3 weaves. I think it's a single link on the top on the green, and then what looks like a bracelet style weave in the silver, and then a standard 4:1 on the actual body of the acorn. So it's showing loads and loads of different techniques and skills, and it's showing loads of different styles of mailing. So yeah, I don't know. I really didn't know who was going to win. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to think. And it's, firstly, guys, all of you that entered, there were some awesome pieces, and it was all traditional heritage folk art. So amazing for that. You know, we had everything from chain, obviously, like chain art and wire art, through ink on paper and singing and songsmithing, and I'm genuinely so happy that like a gobshite on the internet can get you guys to create something different, unusual, and really, really fantastic. So thank you so much for getting involved, and congratulations to everybody. But it appears that Sadie's acorn is the winner. So I'll make a tiny little oak leaf pendant piece, and normally I'd send it out if I didn't know where the winner was, but I'm going to be seeing Sadie on the 8th of February at the Historical Combat Company's training, and if I miss that, on the 16th at National Qualifiers for the SKL. So I'll hand her little gilded oak leaf prize then. So congratulations, Sadie. That's amazing. Like I say, the whole way you've put that together, it was really unusual, because the challenge was something that symbolized oak leaves, oak tree. I didn't even think of the acorn, and there it is in steel or possibly aluminium, or I don't know, but either way, that's very, very cool. I really, really like it. Can somebody that's watching tell me, is the noise of the fans on the audio, is it distracting? So I'm very close to the PC. I'm currently recording actually on my phone, which is on a tripod there, and my desktop is there, and the tower is right next to it. And I'm aware that the fans might be causing problem. This is I guess the problem with being a new content creator, or a budget content creator, if you like. I'm making do. Hopefully it's working. If it's not too bad, thanks, Lily. Yeah. Spot on. Lovely. Right. So let's have a look at the other entries. So what we'll do is we'll go in reverse order. So in last place, we had 5 entries this month. And Sadie obviously topped the pile with her Acorn. In last place as far as the poll goes, but sod it, he's a winner because he actually entered something, was Jake's song. Oh, I've just realised you can see something going on the TV in the background. If I turn the chair there, I don't want to get done for copyright. So yeah, Jake's song, which, as folk ditties go, Jake, I loved it. It was, yeah, I know you only uploaded a rough draft, but I really, really enjoyed it. It was different. It was, it felt like a folk song, without being too diddly diddly, if you know what I mean. Because it's certainly with the coming of May and everything, it's really easy to make it like and put lots of diddly diddly on it. Dave Smith is a key exponent of diddly diddly folk music. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. There's definitely mileage on that, and the coolest thing is, from me to you, knowing you, Jake, as a mate, is you've put something up in under 30 days from concept to execution, even if it is just basics, and that's super cool. I love it because it's made you think about something. It's made you go away and do something. So that's super cool. Right, sorry, I've got about a million tabs open with streaming and trying to keep up with comments. Then there's Liz's Wirework Tree. I think it's Tiger's Eye, not sure. As the little pieces that were the leaves, and she says it's a joint project, so I can only assume it's a joint project with Jess. Oh, was Michael involved as well? Sorry, I've got a voice off from the side, which is Lily as well. Was Michael involved as well? That might explain why it's a bit industrial. It's cool. I love wire work. I think it's a really, really cool thing. I mean, I can be, I suppose, a lot more critical with regards to physical pieces than I can to Jake's music, because I can't write music to save my life. So all I can say for Jake's is I loved it. I think he knows, I know, we know there's more to do on that. There's work to be done, but it's not a finished piece. It was a rough draft. When it comes to the physical pieces that have been put up, I don't want to be overly critical of anybody, because you've done amazing stuff. You've actually gone out and you've put art pieces out there. But I don't know. To my mind, the wire tree, given that it's coming to spring, maybe I would have made the branches a little more scrolled, a little more twisted. I'd have possibly given the trunk a little more shape. I don't know. I'm looking at the image now, and it is very, very cool. It's undoubtedly a lovely piece of wire work. But I think, given the fact it's growing off the little stone that it is, or growing off the little stone that it is, I might have been tempted to talk it around and make it a little bit more wizened and twisted. That's just me, though. I don't know. I mean, let me know in the comments if you think there's anything you would have done differently with these pieces. Now, obviously, what I'd love to be able to do is show you guys an image here of the pieces I'm talking about, or here, as you know, go, oh look, we can say this right here, as we're talking about them. But I don't know how to do that on my PC, and I don't currently have the software or the hardware to be able to do it via a tech deck to actually put it in situ. So if you're watching this and wondering what the hell I'm talking about, if you go to Facebook, go facebook.com/groups/Wyld folk, Wyld with a Y, WYLD, folk. You'll bring up the group there. You can join the group, and you'll see the pictures on the poll, and you can join in with those. So Yeah. Liz, I love it. It's traditional copper wire work with gemstones set into it. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me being weird. I kind of wish it had more character to it. I don't like bonsai trees, sort of twisted shape character. Uh, but it's a really cool piece. I like it a lot. The next one, with, as far as I can see, 2 votes, as well as Liz's. Hello, Mark. Thanks for joining us immediately before I get something sharp thrown at my head. Because the next one is Lily's oak leaf cloak pin. And I have to be nice about this one, because she's over there. And she's got a mace. And I'm very scared. No, it's... I believe it was crocheted. Cool piece. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's... When I first saw it, I wasn't sure what it was. Because I saw it in a physical form before I saw it actually attached to somebody just lying around the house. And I couldn't quite understand why she was making carnations, but actually stretched out with the pin behind it. Yeah, it's definitely an oak leaf. It's red, which for a spring oak leaf is maybe a bit weird, but it's an oak leaf, and again, it's a traditional craft. It's handmade. I'm sure it's going to see outings at events and at camps over this year, and yeah, generally, it's a different medium. It's a different craft. I really like it. And when you see it pinned as it is in the image on the pole, it's definitely an oak leaf. It's a really cool piece again. And I don't know if it was from an existing pattern or if it was from just purely out of mind and just made up. I don't know, Linz, if you're still watching and you've not got headphones on and ignoring me. If you want to tell the guys what you did with it, that'd be awesome, because then we can maybe have a little chat. There you go. Wow. So it was free. It was free form. It was just from. You just literally sat and crocheted around the original ring and built.
Yeah, you can crochet. You can make different size blocks with the stitches. So you can just.
So you literally just built the pattern off the bat.
Yeah.
Ah, that's really cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Because I don't know, I'm terrible. I have to follow patterns. I have to follow images or shapes or designs, or at least have one really firmly set in my mind. I can't just go out and freestyle it like that. So that's really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. So oak leaf cloak pin crocheted. Love it. Then we move up to Mully's submission. Mully Mollison. He did, what did he call it now? It was Bandit Suicide with Falling Oak Leaves, I think, in a Japanese art style. Oh man, I love this. I genuinely love this, and I did say every month I'd pick my personal favourite, which is regardless of what everyone else thinks is the winner. Mully, this is it, man. This is. I don't know what it was about it. I just, as soon as I saw it, I loved it. I don't know if you just threw the oak leaves in for a little cheeky one in the background. You already had the character done and then you added the background. I don't care. The imagery on it feels old Japanese folk art, and I know Liz, who did the wire wrap trees, been colouring one of the samurai images as well on wooden board. So I love the fact that your art's inspired other people within the group to do new things. There's something about it. I mean, it's gruesome. There's a bloke with rammed a sword through his neck and there's blood everywhere and there's a handprint. And, but there's something about it. I really, really like this piece. I really like the imagery on it. I love the way that you've actually captured the whole act of seppuku, the ritual killing, with where the blood marks are, without actually showing the full act. I love the contrast between the very pale skin and the very red of the blood. I don't know what it is, but there's something about it. It just really, really spoke to me as a piece, and yeah, I personally really, really love this as a piece of art. But again, I think part of it might be that I'm jealous as hell that I just literally can't draw to save my life. So I think it was Terry Pratchett's character Baratha who saw all of the library in Sort before it was destroyed in a fire. And when he said he'd recreate the library, they said, but you can't read or write. And he said, no, but I can see and draw. I'm very jealous of anyone that can draw at this sort of level, especially freehand. It's a really cool piece. And yeah, it came in second, and yeah, Molly's multi-talented. The bugger is a traditional smith. You're absolutely right. Yes.
We actually need to send him some measurements.
Molly is responsible for me getting into blacksmithing. He sent me, or I went and picked up his box forge. So I've got all of his blacksmithing tools here. So I'm learning smithing thanks to him. He's an incredible costumier. He makes amazing traditional costume. He's probably made around about 80% of the male side of the historical combat company's kit, and I know he's certainly made around about like 90% of Wildfire's stuff. God, and he does tattoos and he does artwork, and he's a dick. He's one of those guys that is genuinely really surprisingly talented. And yeah, Mark, you're absolutely right. He is. He's a lovely bloke. He really is. So to see him getting stuck in on the Wild Folk Challenge with pen and ink was, yeah, super cool. I really like that. And again, it was something totally different. And then that brings us back to Sadie's Acorn with the top vote, which is the chain art image. I can't believe you guys got involved. I really can't. For a tiny channel on YouTube, I mean, what have I got? Like 26 subscribers, I think. And thank you, all of you. It means the world that you're following me on social media, on YouTube, on, you know, if you're following me on Patreon, if you subscribe on Patreon, whichever, it's amazing. I did the Wild Folk challenges. I don't know. I sort of feel that social media can be incredibly superficial. It can be quite detrimental to the creative arts, because everybody's trying to hammer out and get the most likes or the most coverage for what they do, and I think people forget what it is to be genuinely creative. I realise I'm not really helping this by putting a contest together that is voted for by social media, but it's voted for on social media by creative people, by you guys that are members of the Wild Folk, that are members of my YouTube channel, my Facebook page. So hopefully what we've got here within the community that like and follow me on YouTube and that follow me on Facebook, a different breed of people. You're not going to be the guy that is sat in your car doing everyday vlogs. You're going to be somebody that goes out and does something unusual, unique, and different. And I think that's really why I've started these challenges, is because I want to see what my friends, my followers can actually do and create, and then share it and push it out there and say, look, what you've done is amazing. You know, Jake, the song you did this month is awesome. We've come up with a concept and idea, and then have recorded it and put it out there in under a month. That's so cool. And that's what I want to do with going forwards with this channel. I want to be able to share ideas and develop crafts and move everybody forwards in their chosen arts, be it storytelling or music or traditional art or sculpting or crochet or chainmailing or however you want to knit, whether it's in metal or in wool.
Crochet isn't knitting.
Crochet isn't knitting. But whatever you want to do as your craft, I think there's not enough support out there within the environment that we can easily access, because it's so difficult now to find a folk group that are actually decent and progressive. It's so hard to find an art group that are decent and progressive. It's so hard to find a reenactment group that isn't full of authenticity Nazis. I think if what we can do as a group, to all 12 of you that are watching now, if what we can do as a community, not just online, but when we meet up at events, when we see each other in person, if we can be supportive of each other's arts and each other's skills, rather than seeing a picture put on a group and going, "Oh, that's shit," I think that's something really cool. And if I can be an exponent of making that happen for people, where they get good feedback and constructive feedback about their work that helps them develop as artists, then brilliant. So I don't know what else to say for this month's challenge. It was about the oak leaf, and we had 5 very different entries. I did the piece as well. I'll be posting pictures up of that. It's a hair barret. I tried something a bit off the wall with airbrush and acrylic, and I'm not sure that I love it. But somebody might, so it'll be up for sale on Etsy fairly soon as a piece. I'm not sure I like it, but all that sort of remains to be said with this month's challenge is thank you so much for getting stuck in, and we had some awesome submissions, and if this is a sign of things going forwards, if this is what we're to look forward to in the coming months as a baseline, if this is what you guys are putting in as go 1, I can't wait to see where it goes. So where does it go? Well, now see, there is a question. No, it definitely doesn't go to an invasion of the Purdies. That sounds horrible, doesn't it? That sounds awful. Knowing for anyone that doesn't know van life with Betty Boondocker, who's actually on the comments right now, please go and check out their channel. They've basically shunned modern life and moved into a van, the whole family, and they're having an amazing time, and they're putting up vlogs all the time, and I'm very privileged to know people like that, until they come over here and comment on my videos, and then the invasion of the Purdies sounds really nasty. So hi guys, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, I think, and again, if that's another channel that are involved with wildfire, you know, they've got this kind of nomadic lifestyle and they're traveling around, and it's really cool. If we can, I know, because for those of you that know me from events and things, you know, we do all the pagan circuit, you know, we do all the alternative camps. If we can build a community around this that actually works when we meet up in person, then that's even better. So hopefully we'll be catching up with Betty Boondocker soon. And guys, if you're up for it, I'd love to do a crossover episode on wild walks with you guys going forwards. Possibly Bamborough for the spring series would be a really cool one, because you can bring the van up and that would give us somewhere to sit and have a cup of tea out in the wind. But anyway, where are we going with the Wild Folk Challenge? Well, we're going bigger and we're going better, because hopefully more people will be inspired to join in. Hopefully going forward, people will see this and say, yeah, why not? I can't necessarily paint or draw or sculpt or do something, but I'm going to have a go. So that's what I really hope this does, is inspire people to do more. You know, oh, well, I can't do any of that, but I can, I don't know, make beer. So I'm going to make an oak leaf beer for this month or whatever. For February, which starts in around about 3.5 hours time in the UK, it seems only right that the theme for next month's Wildfire Challenge, for the Wild Folk Art and Craft Challenge, should be the snowdrop. Now, if you don't know the folklore surrounding snowdrops, don't worry, you can look it up anywhere. But tomorrow morning is, by some definitions of the pagan calendar, Imbolc, or Imolc. And it's the start of, it's sort of the broken start of spring in a weird way, and the snowdrops very much symbolise that. But I think the best one, if we're linking it to folklore and tradition in the way that we had the Holly King and the Oak King, and the Oak King triumphing for January's challenge, I found this really rather lovely German tale, and I haven't had time to commit it to memory, so bear with me. But it says, at the beginning of all things, when life was new, the snow sought to borrow its colour. And the flowers were much admired by all the elements, but they guarded their colours jealously and closely. So when the snow pleaded with them, they turned their backs in contempt, because they believed the snow to be cold and unpleasant. But the tiny, humble snowdrops took pity on the snow, for none of the other flowers showed any kindness. And so they came forth and offered up to the snow their colour. And the snow gratefully accepted it and became white forevermore, just like the snowdrops. And in its gratitude, the snow permitted these tiny little flowers the protection to appear in the deepest of winter, to be impervious to ice and chill. And from then on, the snow and the snowdrops existed forever as close friends. Now, there's a sort of botanical myth that snowdrops create their own heat, which is why they grow in winter. It's never been proved, it's never been disproved, but there is certainly something with the coming of spring that ties in with snowdrops. If you're walking along and, you know, in the same way that the coming of summer, daffodils, yay, brilliant, marvellous, summer's coming. Snowdrops are very much a sign of the coming of the new year. Yeah, Malcolm, absolutely, rebirth and things like that. I mean, they seem to carpet churchyards, just literally everywhere. I mean, there's probably because of the fertilizer, but there's one school of thought that says that snowdrops flowering around you are an omen of death. But on the whole, they seem to be seen as a good thing. So, I think going forward into certainly February, which, if the weather forecast's anything to be believed, it's going to be cold, and it's going to be quite a hard month. Historically, it was when the ice fairs were held on the Thames. It's one of the coldest months of the year in Britain. The idea of these tiny little flowers fighting back against the ice and the snow and growing is something that I really, really like. So, your challenge, let me have a look. Let's see. Let's check the calendar. Obviously, it's a shorter month this month. 28 days. We are going to go... Ooh. Sunday, the 24th. I know, bite me, last month was the 25th, which was a Monday. The night of Sunday, 24th. That is your submission deadline, and I would love to see what you guys come up with around the theme of snowdrops by Sunday, 24th. And then we'll do the same again. We'll put a post up on the Wild Folk group, and that will run until 7:59 on the night of Thursday the 28th, 4 weeks from today. And we'll do the same again. We'll open up the Facebook page live, and we'll see who's won and what we've turned out, because I don't know, especially through winter, I always struggle with motivation to actually create and craft things and make different stuff and make interesting things. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 3.5 weeks to make something, anything that symbolises and represents snowdrops. So if you're a musician, it's the coming of spring, so Jake, maybe add another verse. If you're an artist, snowdrops they're just beautiful. So you should be able to find inspiration there very easily in whichever of your medium that you want to work with. I really, again, I'm genuinely, I'm super excited to see what people come up with, because there are pieces that have been done this month that have genuinely inspired me to go off and try something else, because I've looked at the way that colour's been used or the imagery's been used, and I've gone, right, I'm going to try something using that idea. So hopefully we can inspire each other and come up with something deeply interesting. And if you genuinely have no idea, if you watch this video, if you stumble across it without being a subscriber, without knowing anything about us, and you say, well, I kind of want to give that a bash, go over to Wildfire on Facebook, find us there, join the group, put a post up and say, I do this, what the hell do I do? If you really haven't got a clue, drop us a message. Because if we can inspire one person to start creating something new and doing something different with their lives, then what I'm doing as a business is not wrong. Because it's so easy in this modern life to just gloss over everything and upload crappy pictures with cheap filters to Instagram and pretend that everything's amazing. It's so hard to create something real. If we can foster a community of people that are passionate, driven, creative individuals, then what we're doing is worthy, and what we're doing is worthwhile. Because as artists and as people, if we can't look to each other and say, what are we doing, can we make something better, then really what's the point? And February might be the last month we can actually say this. Because March, it might be a very different thing for the Wild Folk Challenge. It might be build a bunker. Who knows? So, you've got a few weeks, and the theme is snowdrops. Use whatever you want. If it's a new medium to you, please tell us. Jump on the group and upload progress shots of everything that you're doing, because I genuinely love to see what folk are up to, because we live in the rural end of Northumberland. It can be very, very difficult to get inspired up here when I'm sat in my workshop staring at offcuts of leather going, I need to do something with these. Seeing what other people are up to can really help you through on the creative process. So go from here and just create. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's words or song or, animal, vegetable, mineral. Not that animal, that was a cat throwing everything on the floor. So I've got an idea of what I'm going to use to make the leather for my project for this month. Manny. But yeah, whatever it is, go make something. Go and create something. Just in the next month, challenge yourself to be more than you are now, and see if you've never made something in your life. See if you can do it. What's the worst that's going to happen? You upload a video, you upload a photo, you upload an image. Everyone looks at it and says, "That's cool." That's it. It's a supportive creator space. Get involved, please, because you might discover a talent or a passion that you never knew you had. So with that said, if you've again stumbled across this video by accident and you're not already subscribed to the channel, please just click the little button in the bottom right hand corner that says subscribe, sign up, and then make sure that you click the bell icon to get the notifications of when I'm going live or when I upload videos, so that you don't miss anything. Follow us on social media and stay in touch. And if you really want to help me out with what I do, and you think, you know what, I can't buy something from him, but I really want to help him out, head over to Patreon. I'll put the link down there in the description once this video processes after being live, because it's Patreon that really helps me create more videos and move away from recording on a phone next to my computer and make it more professional. So if you want to see more stuff in HD, not this, promise I'll sit further away if we're in HD, jump over and support me on Patreon as well, because everything helps us move forward as creators. Anyone that's an artist will tell you the UK climate at the minute, it's not great for making things, and we need all the help we can get. So, with that being said, I've taken up 3/4 of an hour of your time in the middle of the week, and it's Vikings night, I think. So I'm going to disappear and go and watch some other people being creative. I wish you the very best, and I'll see you very soon. Scott. Get out there and start making things.